Good morning, folks. Today is Wednesday. I just realized that it's been 2 months, almost to the date, since we closed the health center first to visitors. So, yeah, 2 months of kind of treading water, and hopefully we can, instead of tread water, start to move forward a bit and respond here to what the state is going to be doing, and that we'll talk a little bit about that today. But it hardly seems possible that it's been 2 months. Some of us feel like we haven't even breathed in the last 2 months. You hear me often ask for or solicit feedback, and I put my email out there all the time, and it's rwallace@echa.org, and I get a lot of feedback from residents and family members and questions and so on, and I try to either address and answer those questions through my email, or I've definitely taken a lot of phone calls and so on, and sometimes I get written feedback. So I got a particular letter in the mail just this week, actually Monday. I received it after the town hall meeting, and it was interesting in a variety of ways. So as with any feedback, sometimes I share it. So this one I've elected to share, and you can see the letter right here. I know you can't read it, but just showing you that it's an actual letter. It says, "Hello, Rob. I feel the need to comment on your town hall meetings. First, you need to stop wiping your nose on the sleeve of your shirt. You wipe your nose like a toddler does. For God's sake, you're a grown man, so act like one and model appropriate behavior. Stop sneezing in the open air. Again, cover your sneezes in your elbow like children are taught at an early age. This behavior is an embarrassment for us. You're the president and CEO of this company. Act responsibly." I'm assuming they mean responsibly, but act responsibly. It's signed the residents of Canterbury Woods. So I don't think it was a resident who wrote me this letter. To be perfectly honest with you, it's not very well written. Our residents are pretty sophisticated, and typically if they're not happy with me, they definitely tell me, which is a good thing. So I say this because I got the letter and gave me pause. In this day and age, we're dealing with so much. Clearly whoever wrote this letter is not a happy person and felt the need to share their unhappiness. First, I want to say that if you see me do this, which you see me do, I'm actually not wiping my nose. Actually, it's because I have an itch, and I'm desperately trying not to touch my face, which is, good practice in this day and age. So, thank you for pointing that out, letter writer, and just wanted to clarify that. So this is me not touching my face. I think I did sneeze in open air once, so I want to apologize to that. Certainly that's not good practice, right? Especially in this day and age. So I will endeavor to do much better based upon the feedback and recommendations in this letter. Again, so getting beyond that. I talked a little bit about the testing that's supposed to be going on, or that we are planning for within our health center employees, etc. We're moving forward with that. Again, I have to itch my nose. Sorry. So we're moving forward. As I talked about on Monday, all employees that have anything to do with the health center, both assisted and skilled, have to be tested at least twice. Part-time employees once a week. So as a result of that, we actually have decided to hire a new staff member, and that person will be organizing, and we're going to try very hard to do the testing on site. That is our goal. We're working with a couple of different labs to be able to actually buy the tests, have them on site, administer them ourselves, so we can make sure that everybody gets them in a timely fashion, and be able to track all of those issues and so on. But you know, it's an example of when these mandates come down, there's always additional cost, and it's going to cost us a full-time position, plus the possibility that we may have to, in fact, buy these tests. So we're currently working through that process. It's a little bit of a Chinese fire drill as well, because we have to move staff around to accommodate an extra person, to be able to put that person in a place where they can safely continue to test people, basically all week long. As a result of that, so those of you who know Lynn Slepian, Lynn is not only the resident wellness nurse, but she's also the employee nurse as well, so she kind of splits her time. But Lynn has been instrumental in working with Dawn Wilkes to reach out and call many of our independent living residents on a weekly basis for those telephone wellness checks, and those have been very successful, and we've been able to continue to reach out and help people through those. So we're actually taking that responsibility away from Lynn, so that it frees up her time to be able to dedicate some of her time to this process along with the full-time person that we will be hiring. So actually Tracy Terlecki, our fitness and wellness director, has volunteered to take over that responsibility from Lynn, which is great. And so for those residents who are used to getting a call on a weekly basis or so from Lynn Slepian, you're actually going to get a call soon from Tracy Terlecki, which I'm sure you won't mind. Tracy is lovely, as Lynn is as well. But it'll give us the opportunity to continue with those wellness calls and continue to garner that information so we don't lose track of those. Again, that's for here at Williamsville. Down at Gate Circle, Karen will continue the wellness calls there as well. So thank you, Tracy, for that. I want to touch briefly on also a meeting with the resident council tomorrow here in this room. We're going to space out, maybe literally, and that includes a couple of folks from Gate Circle who are coming over, who are part of that resident council. So it's going to be both communities represented. And really, the nature of the discussion, and I've talked about this a little bit here as well, is risk. And how much risk do the residents know that, the opening, do they understand the risk factors involved? And how much risks are the residents willing to take with that opening? An example is, I talked to several residents after Mother's Day, so Monday and Tuesday, and we knew that Mother's Day in particular would be hard on many of our residents, certainly spending it with their family or not spending it with their family that they typically do. Well, we had residents who left and went out and spent the day with their families and had dinner and so on, probably didn't wear masks and were together in the same house, and then they came back to Canterbury Woods. And so I'm not saying this I know this is a fact. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying that this is the reality of what we will continue to face. And the more we open up, of course, the weather's getting nice, the more this will continue to happen, that people will make decisions based upon their own value systems and what they want to do. And it's not good or bad. You see it going on all over the place. You see all the experts and pundits and so on both sides of the fence talking about what this all means, and it could be bad, it could be fine, all of that. But it is what it is. So that has to be part of the discussion in terms of that reality. I've said this before, and I believe it. It's not if we get a case within the independent side, particularly of residents, if we get a case of COVID, it's when. Now, I also believe that our residents are safer here at Canterbury Woods with everything that's going on, safer here than they would be living in their home house in the community, without question. Because living in Canterbury Woods is part of the life care community. Of course, we are, and we will continue to manage through our security, we'll continue to manage visitors. And we're going to do that for a while. You get food delivery. You don't have to go shopping that much. You don't have to expose yourself to Wegmans or Tops or so on. You get other services. You get wellness. You get, Tracy's done like 10 videos. You still get maintenance if something goes wrong. You still get housekeeping. So all of those services that people would have to come into your house, or you would have to go and purchase, continue to expose yourselves to the greater community, it's much, much, much lessened here living in Canterbury Woods than you would if you had a house on Renaissance or on Air Road and so on, and that you had to manage all of those services yourself in conjunction with your family maybe, who is also out in the community and worrying about being exposed. So I firmly, absolutely, and it shows statistically that you're much safer being at Canterbury Woods than you would be in your own home. However, what is that going to look like going forward? We're all not going to agree, but I'm glad we're going to start the conversation. I'm glad, we're kind of starting the conversation now. I look forward to talking with the resident council so that we can kind of talk through these issues and work on making decisions for what makes sense for the entire community, residents, health center folks, and the organization as a whole. Again, I look forward to your comments. Please email me, rwallace@echa.org, and I'll see you again on Friday. Thanks.